She's a really comforting person. She welcomes you in. She doesn't have to know you, and she already loves you with her whole heart.
So Uplifted Performance, there's two major things I teach the athletes. One is confidence, their ability to believe in themselves from start to finish. I think most athletes, they kind of have intermittent confidence, but I teach the athletes to be confident throughout a whole sporting event and also in life. The second important ingredient is resilience. And I came up with a post-mistake routine that all the kids kind of know. It's learning how to accept a mistake or defeat, which is A. I is learning to improve on the mistake and kind of have a logical response. And M is move on and be able to move on from a mistake or a loss. And that's success right there.
But that's not easy. That's conflict resolution, that's being assertive. That's not easy, but it's your self-esteem too, right? Okay.
On November 28th, I had my knee taken out from behind as I was on the ball.
She suffered a major ACL tear and she had to have reconstructive surgery. And so Bailey overcame her injury by working really hard with Coach Rico, with her determination, her mental game where she needed to fight to come back. And she overcame that injury through a lot of determination, both mentally and physically.
I actually talked to Dr. Julie the day I was about to take my ACL test, and she asked me, "Do you feel strong?" And that moment I knew those 6 months that I had been working to come back, that I was strong. And on the day I took my test, I passed, and not only passed, but I was at 100% on everything.
When I came back from my concussion, my high school coach just wasn't accepting of that my grades had fallen because I hadn't been at school.
Madison is also an athlete of Coach Rico Uplifted, and I met her actually at Uplifted when I did my outreach trainings, and she also became a client of mine. And I helped her overcome her injury from the mental perspective and how difficult it was to overcome, and also managing the complications of coming back from an injury and dealing with her coaches, her high school coaches. It's not easy to come back, watching other people take your positions, also worrying about getting a scholarship. And the great news is that she's overcome her injury mentally and physically with a lot of determination. She just was awarded a scholarship, so congratulations to her.
I've been going to her for 6 months now, and I don't think I've ever been so happy with my play and my mental health. I appreciate her and everything she does.
You bring in a skills coach to help develop better skills. You bring in a conditioning coach to help create better endurance for the athlete. You bring in a coach like me to help with speed and strength. Why not bring a skills coach for the mind?
It's yes, sir. And you be respectful for that person, because ultimately you want to play, right?
So the UIW head track and field coach came to me and said, would you be interested in giving a presentation to my athletes? And track and field's a pretty big team. There's usually 30 to 50 people. And I'm excited. I love doing presentations, and the more people I reach, the better.
If you miss once, that's being human. You miss twice, 3 times, 4 times, that's usually emotional.
So I'm teaching, confidence and resilience and all of it. But the most exciting thing that I have working with the athletes in college is they're so good at what they do. They're so technically sound. They're amazing. These are Division I athletes, so they're receptive and they're motivated.
You know what? You have a psychological edge against someone who's perceived better than you. We live in a very insecure culture where we take everyone for granted. Oh, I'm UC. What, UIW? Oh, come on. You think you're better than me? You know what you're thinking? I'm taking this guy.
So working with the sports psychologist, again, it gives them that edge, because they can be trained well physically, they can lift weights, they can eat well, they can sleep well, but if they can't get themselves mentally ready when they get onto that track or into the ring or onto the runway for long or triple jump, they're going to be at a disadvantage. So when they have that sports psychology work, it's going to give them a huge advantage over other teams, huge advantage.
I liked how she kind of had, some of the people from the team come up and explain some of their routines, and maybe you can learn a little bit from them, and, you never can learn too little from, other people. So just interested in seeing how everyone kind of get their minds right for the race.
So the Rossi panel is a lot of fun. It was about, I think, last summer. You know what, part of my resiliency training is I tell everybody everything is fuel for you. Everything is positive fuel, everything. So if someone says you're terrible, I'm like, thank you. Because now you just gave me a little energy to kick your butt. we all kind of talked about, you know, what we can do to strengthen our kids. And it was a wonderful experience. We had parents coming in there to learn about how we can strength train our athletes psychologically, nutritionally. You know, resiliency is bouncing back from naysayers, it's bouncing back from errors. It's a team that's 0-5 and learning how to say, who cares, it's over, we gotta focus on the present. So I've experienced some major injuries in my career. You know, 2 of my major injuries were playing volleyball, another major injury was playing softball and flag football. So I understand the abuse the body takes and also how to overcome it through a lot of mental and physical determination. I think to overcome injury and where I can help is usually with their confidence and their validation that it's normal, that they're gonna be okay, that I've been there and I've overcome, and then having a lot of confidence in themselves and then having a lot of focus. I think if you have a lot of confidence and focus, you're less likely to get re-injured. Normalizing what I do and saying, you know what, it's okay. You know, you getting to know my personality and that I'm a normal human being, that we just have conversations in here, is why I want you to see these videos. You know, that it's normal to get nervous when you're risk taking. You know, so I think we're working towards normalizing psychology in general and strengthening our today's youth and strengthening our adults. So I think the Texas Center for Sports Psychology and going to my website and reading about the testimonials, the written testimonials, and seeing the videos will help, you know, hopefully help you to make the call to come see me.